Good morning everybody, Boker Tov, from the beautiful Judean Hills. I'm here at the Tzomet, the junction of Gush Etzion. Yeah, you'll see where I am. Let's show you. This is the gas station of Gush Etzion. Right here. Hey Ben, how's it going? Alright, here we are at the Gush Etzion junction. Alright, not gonna get run over here. Here we go. Why are we here at the Gush Etzion junction this morning? Because the Arabs are trying to take over our land here. That's basically the reason. We're going up to Oz V'Gaon. Oz V'Gaon was established by the women in green in memory of the 3 Israeli teenagers who were kidnapped and brutally murdered a number of years ago. And the correct Jewish, what's called Zionist response, the correct Jewish response is we don't let the terrorists, we don't let our enemies weaken us. We don't let them weaken our resolve. We take more of our land back. We rebuild more of our land. And we're going to go up right now to Oz V'Gaon. See, up there is Oz V'Gaon, because the Arabs are trying to take over this land this morning, saying that it's theirs, right? Nadia, Matar, Yehudit Katzover, women in green, for years they've developed Oz V'Gaon to be an amazing place of activities. Every Friday there are lecture series, there are activities, vacation time, holiday time. This morning Caroline Glick is speaking up here, right? They brought Caroline, actually I just brought Caroline. They let Caroline get in, but they didn't let me get in. But at least they let Caroline get in to be there, because she should be starting to speak right now. And the reason they had Caroline here this morning, I'm always talking to myself, is again because the Arabs and the left, it's not just Arabs, it's the leftists, it's Israelis who are against their own Jewish identity, against their own Jewish homeland. They were going to have a whole massive planting of trees on land that is part of state-owned land that belongs to Oz V'Gaon. And the army closed the area off because women in green called up a massive emergency call up for people to come out here this morning to stop the leftist and Arab provocation of taking over our land. So masses of people come out here this morning. Hey Donnie, Boker Tov, good morning, Guela. Alright, so here we are. This is so cool. Check it out, everyone. Here we are. This is the Gush Etzion junction, right here. And you can see I'm standing right here next to the signage. And we're walking up. Hannah. Now, you have to understand, everybody. Hey, Dvir, Boker Tov, Ashlomcha. Oh, a hug. Dvir was my partner in Gush Katif. He's the man that helped make it all happen for me to get to Gush Katif, and ended up making the movie about home game and changing my career path from organizational psychologist to active social media advocate for Israel. So he had a lot to do with that. Hakarat Tov. Alright, so I'm just walking up now to Oz V'Gaon. Check out this. You got to see this view, because it's an amazing view here. This is beautiful Gush Etzion. Right? There's the Rami Levy, there's the gas station, there's the junction. You can see the buildings of Efrat in the background. And that is Elazar. That's an area of Alon Shvut. This is all Gush Etzion. Now, I want you to pay attention. You see how much empty land there is? You see how much empty land there is we have here in Judea and Samaria? This is nothing. You go past Gush Etzion. You go into the Judean desert area. You go to the Samaria area, the Benjamin area. There is tons of empty land in Yehudan Shamron across Judea and Samaria, just waiting for the Jews to come home and rebuild. And yet you have an article in Haaretz, I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago, article in the anti-Israel Haaretz newspaper, right? It's against their own Jewish identity, against their own homeland, writing that Israel is too crowded, there are too many babies in Israel. And Lenny Ben David, actually, someone I follow on Twitter and who I love following. He was an Israeli diplomat in Washington for Israel. Today he works for the Jerusalem Center of Public Affairs. Very, very intelligent man. Love following him. He knows the politics and geopolitics and everything. And he tweeted that article of Haaretz saying that Israel is overcrowded, saying what? Is Haaretz now calling for eugenics, that Jews should not have more children, and that they do something to get rid of babies in Israel so that the population declines? And the crazy thing is, folks, anyone who knows the land of Israel, we have so much empty land! Judean Samaria is filled with empty land. Look at this. This is just a tiny bit of empty land. If only we are waiting for the day where we will be building and building and building across Judea and Samaria. Millions of Jews can return home and live in Judea and Samaria. Millions! Millions! There is so much room! So anyone who says about Israel being overcrowded, it's a bunch of poppycock, because there is so much land for us to use and rebuild in Judea and Samaria. Not just Judea and Samaria, in the Galil, in the Negev. Tel Aviv is crowded, right? The area of Tel Aviv is crowded. That's because the left, even though we have right-wing governments, the bureaucracy is left. Our right-wing governments haven't yet learned to get rid of the bureaucrats who are left, that they are moles there to act as professionals, but they're really part of a left-wing agenda of stopping a right-wing government from acting like right-wing. All right, so here we're coming to Caroline Glick's talk. Let's see, I'll bring you here. This is here where Oz V'Gaon. All right, here we are, Oz V'Gaon. Beautiful Oz V'Gaon. Now let's see what's going on in here. Let's see if Caroline started. Okay, so.
אין שמחה יותר גדולה מאשר היכולת לתת, מאשר היכולת, כל נתינה היא מרוממת. תרומה מלשון לתרומם, לרומם. וכמה נותנים תרומה? כל אשר ידבנו ליבו. הלב קובע, והלב שלכם עם ארץ ישראל, הלב שלכם עם עוז וגאון, אנחנו מאוד מאוד מודים, מאוד מתרגשים שההורים של ארי חולד, שההורים של משפחת לבני כאן נמצאים. כולכם שבאתם יום שישי בהתראה קצרה, ואין עליי, עשית את זה כל הכבוד. וקרוליים שהסכימה לבוא גם כן בהתראה ממש קצרה. בטוח שהיא מאוד עסוקה עכשיו באמצע קמפיין מאוד חשוב, אנחנו מאחלים לה הצלחה מכל הלב. תודה יהודית, תודה נדיה, תודה לכם, תודה לכולכם שבאתם היום יום שישי בבוקר באמת באפס התראה כדי להדוף, אפילו שהם לא פה, להראות נוכחות ושאנחנו לא זזים מפה ושאף אחד לא יכול להזיז אותנו מפה ושזאת הארץ שלנו ואין בלתה. כי בלי הדבר אנחנו צריכים להילחם עליה ולשמור עליה כל הזמן. אומרים לנו, אני זוכרת בתקופת השיחות וגם היום כל הזמן הם אומרים אסור לייצר עובדות בשטח, כן? זה אסור, זה כאילו מקדין את המאוחר וזה קובע עובדות בשטח ואי אפשר לסגת מהן. בדיוק ככה אנחנו בונים ארץ, ככה אנחנו שומרים על מדינה וככה אנחנו משגשגים כעם. הדברים האלו הם פשוט חיוניים, אז כל אחת ואחת פה שהגיע ושנותן מזמנו נדיה בטר, יהודית קצור ושמעבוד המדהימות שכל המהלך הזה של עוז וגאון וכל כך הרבה נקודות ששום אחרות פשוט הן גיבורות כי הן מבינות שאם רוצים לשבת ולרשת את הארץ אז כל יום צריך לרשת אותו מחדש, כל יום צריך להרוויח אותו מחדש וכל הכבוד שיש כזה חזק.
All right, so I don't know how many people here understand Hebrew, because Caroline's speaking in Hebrew, so I'll just tell you what she's going to be speaking about. And here you can see the beautiful Oz V'Gaon, this little forest vacation area that people come to in the area, beautiful picnic area. People have picnics here all the time. And Caroline basically said, we all know, if we want the land of Israel, every day we have to resettle the land of Israel. Every day we have to resettle more lands and more lands and more lands and more land. That's the way we keep it Jewish. Anytime we are not resettling our own land, the Arabs and the leftists are stealing it away from us. It's that simple. This is the Jewish homeland. We all know it. It's written in the Bible. Jewish history is here for 3,000 plus years. It's so clear. The Arab narrative is a lie. It's a narrative. It's not truth. It's a narrative. We have truth. They have a narrative. It's fake. It's a lie. This is Jewish land. They can live here with us peacefully if they want to live in peacefully. It's not their land. It's our land. Oh, Joy's asking, why does the Israeli government still have Gullett mentality? Ooh, that's a whole video. That's a whole video in and of itself, Joy. But again, as I was saying before, a big part of the problem is each time we vote a right-wing government, the bureaucracy is left. The bureaucracy is left, and the ministers are never firing the bureaucrats who are really there as moles. They're really as moles who ensure that they continue a left-wing agenda, even if a right-wing government is voted into office. You want to say hi?
Hi. What's she talking about?
She's talking about the situation.
What was your question last night? It sounded very good. I was just...
Oh, it was my question last night. All right, last night Caroline spoke at events for the new Yamina Chadash party that she's a part of. My question was to Ayelet Shaked, the Justice Minister, that just yesterday there was a mechtaf. There was, how do you say mechtaf? There was a judicial overstepping, where an assistant attorney general basically decided that the vote a number of months ago to establish a medical school at Ariel University was overturned, and therefore they should have to do the vote again. And the vote took place again yesterday or 2 days ago.
Who voted?
Well, the committee that was supposed to vote, right? The official committee voted, and a number of months ago voted for the establishment of the medical school in Ariel University. And you have to understand, first of all, Israel needs more medical schools. We don't have enough doctors, so it's an essential need. And two, Ariel University.
In Cyprus, I think.
Yeah, unfortunately, right. And unfortunately, Ariel University being in Yudan Shamron, so the left is against that. So they basically an assistant attorney general basically made a decision, whatever technicalities she came up with, overturned the decision, let's make the vote again. And at this new vote, two of the people who voted for the establishment were not there again. So therefore, all of a sudden, they ensured that this revote would be against the establishment. And I said, how can you let this judicial overstepping continue? Like, someone has to say no to these attorney generals and to the justice system. She's the justice minister. Right. That they stop. We have to finally put a stop to their abuse of law, which is not really law, but it's their ideological agenda.
It can work against also, though, if an initial committee does something that's not a good idea.
It could be. But
it doesn't work that way.
It doesn't work that way because you're talking about a bureaucratic judicial system that I was just talking about this issue right now. That no matter how many times we vote in right-wing governments, the bureaucracy are basically moles of the left, and they always say, "Oh, they're professionals," but they're not professionals. They're professional leftists. So they impose their agenda under the name of professionalism, under the name of judicial whatever, but it's really a left-wing agenda. And I basically said, when is that going to stop? So she answered specifically about the Ariel University thing, saying we're taking care of it before the elections. The Ariel University Medical School is going to be like it was supposed to be. So she asked specifically about that, and that was the question.
Oh, look at what good question.
All right. So I don't remember where I was talking about. In any case, land of Israel. There's plenty of land to be built upon, and Caroline is talking about the issue that again the leftists take advantage of they don't make up laws, but they take advantage of a very complex law situation. Even when the Arabs build illegally, their illegal buildings hardly ever get destroyed because of, again, the attorney generals are all leftists, so they don't help the Israeli government. I won't say all the attorney generals. Many of these attorney generals in many of these government and army positions are professional leftists, and they ensure, using the tools of the law, that Israel does not get rid of the illegal Arab buildings. For instance, just this week I went on a tour with Caroline on the outskirts of Efrat, right, where Caroline lives, where I live. All this illegal Arab building, and it's squishing in the boundaries of Efrat. They're building up on both sides of our access road, which means that when we want to expand the road, we won't be able to, because they're illegally building on both sides of the road. There won't be any room to expand. And Caroline was explained that they build illegally, then the system gets into place of giving them an order that it will be demolished, but then they appeal and they appeal and they appeal, and then it goes to the Supreme Court, and you're talking about years, like a system of years. They could just build, they could just put a plant in the ground, and it's impossible, it's illegal for the Israeli government to stop that and take it back, unless it's years of bureaucracy, of legal bureaucracies. And that's how they take advantage and take over our land little by little. And that's why the solution that Caroline Glick talks about is Israel finally applying Israeli law in Judea and Samaria. Whether it's all of Judea and Samaria, where it's just Area C, as her new party, Naftali Bennett, talks about, but that's what's necessary, because right now Israeli law is not applied in Judea and Samaria, and that is the solution to help with this issue. I'm going to go back in and listen to Caroline. Thanks for watching, everyone. Help make the world a better place by spreading the truth. Share this video, share, and be inspired. Be inspired. Oz Vagon, Nadia and Yehudit, they set up this paradise up here. Before, it was an Arab garbage dump, and they were taking over our land. Now it's a beautiful place. Children come play here in the parks. Families come have picnics here. People go camping here. I do miluim here. And that's what it takes. It takes normal people like you or me, like Yehudit and Nadia, who have changed facts on the ground, who are changing the narratives. They are the ones responsible for the issue of sovereignty being on the agenda. That 38 Knesset members today believe the solution is Israeli applying sovereignty in Judea and Samaria. They started it. Yehudit and Nadia started the awareness campaign for sovereignty in Judea and Samaria. And thanks to two women starting it, two regular people like you or me. Thank God today, a third of the Israeli Knesset believes in sovereignty as the solution for Judea and Samaria. So it's up to you. Don't wait for anyone on top. If you believe something needs to be done, do it. Make the world a better place. Believe in your Jewish identity. Believe in the unbelievable, miraculous story of Israel and the revival of the Jewish people as sovereign in their homeland. Let's help make the world a better place, everyone. Shabbat Shalom. Thanks for watching, and share.